So have you ever dealt with a customer that you knew you should have just blocked them and not done the transaction? Like you knew there was gonna be some BS at the end of the transaction? Yeah. Wait until y'all see this. What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I just needed to make this video, man. It's more of a rant than anything, somewhat, right? So not too long ago, a week or two back, I had a customer message me about some VO5 shampoo, right? And her concern, well, she claimed that it was for her daughter or something, and that she needed it to be the exact same thing because her daughter couldn't use the other thing. And so we went back and forth with pictures and UPCs and things like that. And you know, throughout this whole process, the more I went into it, the more I'm just like, this is gonna be some BS, man. You know, initially I was like, I should just block this person, because a lot of times if I go through a back and forth kind of like I did with her, I kind of just block the person, and they'll message me like, hey, I can't make it, and it's like, I don't even care, I don't even answer, because I've been doing this long enough to know the signs of bullshit that's coming. And I went against my better judgment this time and went through the transaction, and here we go with the bullshit, right? So look, I'm gonna just go through the messages with y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, guys, so this is pretty much the whole message thread, right? So this started back on June 21st, and it might have been some messages before this, but it's not part of this thread. This is one thing I like about this new eBay messaging system, is the thread. Everything is in the thread. Maybe that's one of the reasons eBay did it. But anyway, so the person says, oh wait, is this the, so here's the thing, it's the 3 Alberto VO5, right? She said, oh wait, is this the exact ones the buyer will receive? Apparently something has changed and she don't like the new ones. Yeah, I don't know if that was from eBay or the person, but kind of third person talk is weird. I never even noticed that before. But anyway, so I said, what is in the images is exactly what will be shipped. There may be some different labeling because companies often redesign labels, but it's all the same, because we all know that you have the same product, but companies relabel stuff, which is one of the reasons why you can get shelf pulls and liquidation, right? So then it says, well, apparently they have changed the actual formula. The newer stuff is very light amber color in a clear bottle. The only ones she will use are like the ones pictured with a frosty bottle and a darker reddish color. Which will she receive? So then they sent these 2 pictures. And then they say, for reference, the first picture below is the new formula and the second picture is the old formula. She refuses to use the first one, says it makes her head itch and hair fall out. So let me know if you can which it will be, right? I said, if the ones in the picture in my listing are the ones she wants, then I'll make sure that they are what I send. I have about 12 of these, and I'm not even sure that any looks like the ones you don't want, but either way, I do know I have the 3 I took the images with. Now this was before I went and checked the UPCs on them all, and you know, and realized that they are all the same actually. So then they came back, right? Awesome. Yeah, those new clear bottles have a different formula. It's just not good for her. Thanks so much. Okay, great. Would you be willing to accept 13 for them, blah blah blah, right? So I think this is where I kind of just ghosted them, because if you see the message dates, it went from the 22nd to the 24th, right? One more thing, are there numbers on the bottom of the bottle or on the top back? And then I didn't respond to that, because at this point I'm just like, you know what, dude, either you want the stuff or you don't. Like, I'm not even, so I didn't respond back. This was on the 24th, so here come on the 30th, right? Okay, I know you said you had a lot of these, and as I said, they have changed the formula. Do you have any that look exactly like the picture with the UPC? So they send me the UPC and the pictures, right? Boom. If you look, there's the UPC, right? Last numbers 012865. So let me go back. It looks like this one in the first pick with the UPC number, and then they write it out on the bottle. It's our last bottle, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I send back pictures, right? Here's my pictures. I said they all have that UPC, and here's my UPC, 012865. Okay. Now, okay, thanks for your patience. Then I replied, no problem at all, right? So this was on the first. So here's the so then they made the purchase, right? Now here's the message today. Here's the bullshit, y'all. So boom, they send 3 pictures, right? Which is a side by side of their bottle and my bottle. Then they say, hello, I want to thank you for the very fast shipping, but there was a problem. It's not the old formula. My daughter is totally freaking out. She has severe OCD, so bear with us, please. I will attach a picture of the numbers. They are on the far left of each bottle. We are looking for the shampoo with those numbers that begin with 2, 1P, blah, blah, blah. I recall you saying you had a lot of these bottles, if you have any, blah, blah, blah. So I said, look, I showed you the UPC that you asked for. They are all the same. I still have all the messages in the message thread along with the images I sent. You agreed they were the ones that made the purchase. If for some reason you are now not happy, you can return the items. When you return them, make sure they are packaged properly so there are no issues, and do not use them. Thank you. Additionally, you did not send me that other number. You sent the UPC and asked was it the same. You should have sent that number first. I meant to say first off. I don't know what I was writing. You should have sent that number first off. That was the more important one. Basically, I'm saying you should have sent the more important one. If you go up to the previous conversations, you can read what I sent and the images I provided. You clearly can see the numbers on my images. So if you knew they weren't the same, I'm not sure why you would still make the purchase. Either way, you can begin the return process at any time to return the items. And here's what I'm talking about, guys. So on my bottle, right here, you can see the number. It is somewhat blurry, but you can clearly see that it's not the same, right? So that says 401098BL1. So I'm assuming those are probably lot numbers, right? Because if you look at her, she sent, so these are her side by sides, right? Her numbers, 21P30290. Now, if I knew that that was the important number, the UPC is not as important as that number right there, especially once I sent the pic. But the pic I sent clearly has that number in it. So, and then here's mine, of course, it has that different, I'm assuming lot number, right? But the same UPC. So then I'm like, okay, well, she sent the side by side. Let me look at something. So then I looked at the ingredients, right? Because she claiming that the person can't use it because of the ingredients. So here's the ingredients on my bottle, right? And there's some blurring, I think. I don't know if that's my phone or in picture, but on the left side, but you can still read it enough. And then here's her ingredients, right? Or the ingredients on her bottle. I'm assuming it's a her, but I don't know. But the ingredients, guys, are exactly the same. Exactly the same. So this is probably just a lot number down here next to the UPC. Either way, it doesn't have anything to do with the ingredients. I read through each of these ingredients on each side, and they are exactly the same, all the way down to where it says like red number 40 CI 16035. Because I'm thinking, okay, because I know some people are allergic to dyes and stuff like that, right? Red number 40 CI 16035, right? Same exact thing. Blue number 1 C1 42090. Blue number 1 C1 or CL, whatever that is, 42090. So the dyes are the same, because the dyes would be the main thing, right? Some of these oils could be, or some of the other chemicals, but I know people are allergic, especially red 40 is something that a lot of people are allergic to. But all the rest of it is the same, exactly the same. And not only that, there is no extra chemical. So this is her bottle on it right here. There is nothing extra in the bottle over here, even down to the last one, yellow number 5, right? Same number, yellow number 5, right? Everything is the same. So now, and I started to write that, but I'm about to wait for a response and see what happened, because I started to say, like, look, you can look at both bottles. The ingredients are exactly the same, so I'm not sure like what they would be allergic to, right? So that's that part. So y'all see what I'm talking about, man? You see the BS? You see the BS? And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, man. I knew it, and I still sent it out anyway. So needless to say, this person has definitely earned some permanent time in the timeout room on the block list. For sure. They will be permanently blocked as soon as I get in here. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to send it back. They can try to leave negative feedback, but I wouldn't worry about that. Well, I'm not worried about it because if they do, I'll get that removed. For one, there is free returns. They can send it back. And typically on something like that, I wouldn't even take the return. If it was a real issue or if I messed up because it's a heavier item, I would just be like, just keep it. But usually the issue with that would be probably something I really messed up on. So definitely, like, just whatever, keep it. I don't want it back. But in this case, yeah, you got to send that back. I don't even care how much it costs. You're not keeping it at all. So she can send it back. I mean, just on the surface, if you weed through all the BS in there, it's just one of those things where, okay, this ain't the exact thing I needed, right? There is no, like, deception. It ain't an item not as described type of thing. It's none of that. And I made sure I mentioned specific things in that message thread so that if I need eBay to go back and look at that message thread, there's things that I pointed out. Now I'm saving the last thing just in case I really need it, which is the fact that the ingredients are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. And now this ain't going to stop like a return or nothing like that, but it's just as far as like if I need to fight the negative feedback, like I can just go back and first thing I'll say is, well, there's free returns. If the person wasn't happy or if they didn't think it matched up exactly what they needed, they can just send it back for free. I didn't say anything ignorant. I wasn't rude. I'm not stupid, right? And that's that. Seamless return process, right? Okay, it ain't really exactly what you needed. Package them back up, open up a return, send them back to me. And as long as they're not used, I'll make sure you get your money back ASAP, as soon as I get them back, period. But, yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm like, let me look at these ingredients. Maybe there's like an ingredient that's different. You know, maybe there's just one thing, right? Absolutely nothing. They're all the same down to the numbers. They didn't even change the number on the die. Like a lot of it is just vitamins and stuff in there. That's why it's called VO5, right? So it's vitamins and oils. But I'm thinking maybe, like I said, the red number 40, the yellow, whatever. Maybe it's a different number. They're exactly the same. So there's no way you can be allergic to one and not the other. If you're using that first bottle that you sent me the picture of with no problems, then there's no way you can have a problem with mine. No, they just trying to scam, but ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening, man. Look, usually I don't even trip on stuff like this. I really don't. I just block them and move on with my life, which is what I'm gonna do here. You know, it's just frustrating because one, I'm mad at myself for not going with my first instinct. I knew I should have blocked them and not even, because it's just bullshit, you know? I knew it was coming just by the tone. It's like when you do something for a long time and you just know, like you see the signs, the energy is there, you just like, yeah, this is gonna this ain't gonna turn out good. Not in my favor anyway. That's the feeling I had through this whole, that's why I stopped answering. That's why I stopped answering, because I'm like, you know what? I see where this is going. If they want it, they're gonna buy it, but I'm not about to play this game, right? But usually that's the point at which I'll block the person because I know what's gonna happen. And I didn't do it this time because I thought maybe I'm tripping and I'll give them a chance. Nope. So see, next time this happens, I'm just gonna go on my first instinct. I should have blocked her ass. Well, she blocked now, so she can join the many people. Oh man, this is what we got to deal with. But you know what's crazy though? I've been dealing with this a lot more lately on eBay. And I don't usually make videos about it because it's just like one of those things, right? We all deal with it, and you see all types of resellers make pretty much the same video, right? This buyer tried to scam me. This, you know, it is what it is, but I don't usually make videos about it. But I had to make one about this because just to show, like, this is how crazy people can get. Like, you mean to tell me if something is that important, you couldn't zoom in and look at those numbers the same way I just zoomed in and look at them? And I've been dealing with stuff like this a lot lately, man, where people just try to nitpick, and it's just like, okay, you know what? You don't want to send it back. Just send it back. It's one of the things I like about Amazon and Walmart. They just send it back. There ain't usually you don't get those messages and all this other bull crap. It's just like, if they don't want it, they send it back. Yeah, even if they scamming or whatever, they send it back, and you really don't even got to deal with it. It's just move on with your life thing. But when you got to go through all these messages, I will say, I wasn't sure about that whole way eBay set up the messaging system at first, but this made me realize how much I like it this way, because everything is in the thread. I ain't got to go back to separate messages and do all, it's all right there in the thread. All right there. So if I needed to fight a case, if I needed to fight a negative, if I need eBay to check it out, super easy to deal with. So I don't know, y'all. Summertime, people doing bad financially. I feel like the scammers gonna be out in full force, and it's gonna only get worse and worse. So y'all might want to prepare for that mentally and do what you got to do, man, and stay positive, stay focused. Don't let them discourage you, and press on with your business. All right, I'm out. Got another video coming for y'all soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell.